Today we'll be repairing this crack in the shower base. This is made of fiberglass, and here you can see the crack is pretty bad. When you press on it with some force, you'll definitely see the gap right there. It's pretty bad. The easiest fix is just to patch it up with a kit from Home Depot, as you'll see in this video. When you buy the kit, you obviously get the inlay as well as sandpaper, the special caulk. I'm going to assume that this is something like marine liquid nail, a spatula to apply the adhesive all over the place. You can see that the spatula is kind of special. It's almost like the one that you use for laying tiles, right? A pair of thin plastic gloves is included, but this is really lousy. I highly recommend using latex or nitrite glove. These are the things that you definitely need, but not included in the package. That's the soap scum remover, denature alcohol, caulk gun, sanding pads, the thing to hold the sanding pad with, sanding block. These are so much better than the one that's included in the package, so I highly recommend getting this sanding block instead of the default. Denature alcohol is used to clean up the adhesive because this thing is super sticky and nasty to work with. You'll see later on in the video why we need denature alcohol. I think if you don't have denature alcohol, then mineral spirit should work, but that I don't know. I don't have any mineral spirits around. When you get the kit comes rolled up in a tube, so that's why it's bent pretty bad. But it's okay, we'll be using weights later to press it down in place. I wouldn't try to unbend the kit. I wouldn't try to straighten it out. The first thing you'll need to do is put the inlay kit in place. Center everything and outline it accordingly with a pencil. I have a bunch of weights laying around, so that's why you're seeing me weighing it down, and now I'm going to trace it with a pencil all around the edges, here as well as here. By the way, before you draw the outline, make sure that this base is super clean, clear of any soap scum or whatever. You can tell because all you have to do is use your fingers and run them around the base to get a feel that it's not sticky, it's not slimy, it should be clean. It is clean now, so that's why I trace it with a pencil, but otherwise, if it's not clean, you definitely need to use something like soap scum remover that I showed you earlier. I love using the sanding pad. It's so much better and more comfortable than the sanding paper included in the kit. There are two sides, the hard one and the super soft one. I'm using the hard one and then just scrub it, sand it up to the pencil line. I guess you can pass it a little bit more and that's fine, but don't try to pass it all the way over the pencil line, you know what I mean? So sand and be sure to switch sides of the sanding pad as well. Otherwise, you'll be sanding the same spot over and over again, and that's not good. So sand it up to the pencil line. The curve is the most challenging. I would say this takes the longest time just to sand this as well as the inlay piece. Here's the inlay piece. On one side, there is a marking, the wordings. So that's why you know this is where to sand. On the other side, there is no markings whatsoever, no wording. It is also texture, so you won't slip during shower. So do not sand this side. After sanding, I'm using the wet towel to wipe up all the powdery stuff. Then I use paper towel just to make sure that it is super dry. There should be absolutely no water, nor dust, nor powder whatsoever. We're going to do the same thing with this piece right here. After sanding, wipe it down with the towel to make sure that it is super clean and dry. Here's the adhesive that we'll be applying to the base. You can cut it about here. Then you use a metal rod or maybe a screw. There's a protective layer that you need to puncture through somewhere there. Load it into your caulk gun and we're going to apply it everywhere. When we were sanding, we sanded up to the line right there, but when we caulk, we're going to step it back a little bit, maybe like 1/4 of an inch, because later on as you press down, it's going to ooze out some of the glue. When it does ooze out, we'll use the denatured alcohol to wipe off the excess. You can see that we applied the adhesive already, and now we're going to use the spreader to make it more evenly. You can go ahead and push it right up to the edge of the pencil line if you want to. Once we're done caulking, go ahead and place your inlay over it. Make sure that you press on all of the edges to squeeze the glue out. If the glue does not squeeze out, then that means you simply didn't apply enough. So it's best that you apply excessive glue than less. Afterward, use weights to help squeeze it all around, like so. Of course, you'll be applying a lot of pressure on it. It's hard to do while recording this video with one hand, so that's why you're seeing me not applying much pressure. Squeeze out all the glue at the edges over here, as well as the centerpiece. By the way, if this video is helpful, please consider subscribing and liking the video. This lets YouTube know my video was indeed helpful and will recommend others as yourself. It is suggested that you apply about 40 pounds of force onto this piece evenly to make sure that it is adhering properly. I have a bunch of weights applied, so this is even more than 40 pounds. I think it's about 70 pounds altogether. If you have excess glue at the edge, go ahead and use the denatured alcohol. Apply a little bit on a towel and then wipe the glue off. This special alcohol will get out the glue amazingly. Otherwise, you're going to have a very bad day because the glue is super sticky, okay? Opening this denatured alcohol bottle was extremely hard. I don't know why. So there was a plastic piece on top of it and I was supposed to press it down and twist it to open, but no matter how much we press and twist, it did not work. Eventually, I just used a flathead screwdriver and pop off the plastic piece. And now I can just open the cap as normal. Obviously, this stuff is very hazardous, so make sure that this is far away from your kids. And now we just wait 12 hours before we can take a shower, or if this is your tub, wait 24 hours for a bath. Let's go to another shower base. The crack on this 60 inches base is a lot smaller. Here you can see that it's affected only in the middle. If you apply pressure, it will go down. With this one, we're only concerned with the perimeter, the outside, so it's a lot easier. We don't have to focus on as much as the inside as the previous base. The whole repair process is of course identical. Alright, hopefully this video helps you with repairing the shower base or bathtub. I really appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and thanks for watching.